So yeah, hello viewers. Once again, you welcome to FTGFs Lounge, and I'm here with the boss of. I would like him to introduce himself, but we've known ourselves for years. And when I started my podcast, where I used to hide my face, it was just audio. So he was the one who believed in that, and then he joined most of the time and encouraged me to keep going. And we are at a point now, at least we can show our face and believing that as time goes on, it will be bigger. So once again, Nordine, you are welcome. I would love to introduce you, but I would like you to introduce yourself
Yeah.
because of the weight you
Brother,
carry.
thank you so much. Thank you for
All
the
right.
nice introduction. Thank you for always welcoming me in your podcast.
Yeah.
To be honest, for me, it's a big pleasure for many reasons that we will talk about throughout the podcast. For a lot of reasons, I love your passion, I love your energy, and I love your progress as well because you're not stopping and you're consistent. So I commend you
Yeah.
on that and really congratulations and once again, thank you.
Thank you
So,
once again. Yes.
for the people who don't know me, my name is Nordine Majd. I am 37 years old. I've been a
Right.
trader for over 15 years. I
Right.
started around 20, so it's like 17 years already.
Right.
I've had a lot of experience as well in the industry, working,
Yeah.
collaborating with brokers, with prop
Yeah.
firms. I've been a portfolio manager as well. And recently, I got into the education because I realized how important it is. And I've been a mentor for many educators and other mentors. So now I'm doing it officially with my own platform
Yes.
and always looking to share knowledge and experience. So that's why I'm here today.
Yes, and I know how passionate you are with trading psychology, which we will get into that as we keep going.
Yeah.
But you taught me or you taught me about how to be consistent, okay, and also try to be natural in whatever that we do. Before we even transition from, or we talk about your transitioning from the normal CFD broker to prop firm, I would like to understand from your point of view. Do you think capital or we need huge capital to start trading? Because most of the time, you see most CFD brokers on their platform say $10,
Yeah.
$15, $100, and I think that is part of the reason why prop firms are emerging now. But I would want to first take your view on the essence of having huge capital in trading. Then we'll delve into prop firm and then
Yeah.
back to CFD. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
well, that's a very good question.
yeah.
I don't think that you need a huge capital. I think you need a proper capital based on your needs and your objective. So, what does it mean? It means that if a small capital for you is $100, then if you trade with $100, it's going to be difficult to have a discipline. It's going to be difficult for you to be consistent because you're not going to take it seriously.
Yes.
Now, if for you $1,000 is a lot of money, that's maybe what you've saved 1 year. For example, you're students or you know you're modest. $1,000 is a lot of money for you. Then, if you
Right.
trade with this $1,000, on the opposite, you're going to be very stressed. It's going to be difficult for you to be consistent. You're going to have a lot of fear of
Yeah.
missing out, a lot of fear of losing that capital. So I think it's really important to find that balance, and you shouldn't be afraid to spend the time on the demo accounts
Okay.
because don't get to learn your strategy, don't get to learn your technical analysis on the live account and mix it with the emotions. The emotion, you're going to have plenty of time to do it with your own capital. So
Yeah.
learn on the demo account, and then when you're ready, find a capital that makes you comfortable, not too afraid, and enough money to take it seriously. So let's
Yeah.
say, for example, if for you already $5,000 is a lot of money, but $100 is nothing, then maybe $1,000, $2,000 is very good to start. If you come
Okay.
from a very comfortable background, let's say for you $1,000 is nothing, you can buy a pair of shoes or you're traveling all
Yeah.
around the world, then maybe start with $10,000, but still take it
Right.
seriously, keep a good money management, keep a good discipline. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
important to, based on your objective, based on your needs, to find the right
Yeah.
amount to start with.
But yeah, but the question is now that I'm interested. First off, I need money. I'm also interested in trading. I
Yeah,
don't have the capital. Do you think then in this case, prop firm is a good substitute for that?
yeah.
Do you think it's a
100%. Well, I wish I had prop firm when I started, because you know how many times I started when I was a student back in UK over
right?
20 years ago.
Okay.
Um, And I started with small capital, $100, $200, $500. But at that time, that $500, the maximum I could make was with this amount, with this capital. So if I was making 10%, it would be only $50. And then
$50.
it was not really making me happy. I just wanted to multiply the account. And what
Yes.
happened when you get greedy like that, when you get too aggressive,
Yeah.
you get slapped by the market. So,
Exactly.
at that time, I wish that when I had a good amount of experience, but I still didn't have the money, even when I started working, the first few years was still difficult. I didn't have that good capital to be comfortable. Let's say to put 10,000 and say even putting a small percentage, small performance. I didn't have it. So if I had the prop firm at that time, I would have definitely switched to the prop trading. And that's why even now I'm involved and I'm interested and I'm trading also with the prop firms. Because seriously, if you're a good trader, if you have that consistency, the fact that you can end up trading with 100, 200, sometimes even up to 1 million, depending on the prop firm, I think that's a huge advantage.
Yes, which I agree with you. But the other question too is that now that I want to trade, like I need money, I want to trade, I don't have enough capital. When you get to the prop firm, because when I was first introduced to prop firms, it was sort of restriction for me because of the
Yeah,
the guidelines that they have there.
yeah,
So now the trader wants huge money as returns. But here's the case that the prop firm is restricting his his or her lot
yeah,
size and all of
yeah,
it because that's what he believes is going to give him the returns. So do
yeah.
you also advise that the trader starts with prop firm straight away or starts with a demo account from a CFD broker? Because most of the time, some of the challenges is that people will say that, oh, when I'm on a demo account, I make profit. But immediately I get to live account, I start
Yeah.
making losses. So if you are getting a prop firm, okay, with that one, at least you have some money there. You've invested part of your money, even though it's not huge. You are also expecting a reward if you're able to pass. So at the end of the day, there will be some kind of emotions running somewhere. So
Yeah.
in this case, do you think the person should start with a demo account with a normal CFD broker, or at least put in some money, start with prop firm, have the emotions running, and then manage it from there? What do you think about this? Should you start from the
Look,
demo account or straight? Yes.
I think you can start with the demo account to learn how to use the platform.
Okay.
Definitely to learn how to open trade, how to put your stop losses. This is the basic practice. Then once you have your strategy set, there are even some very small accounts in the prop firms. There are some accounts that maybe they are not even $100. So
Yes.
with $100, let's be honest, you can't do nothing with a
Yes.
forex account. How much money you gonna make? You will just end up blowing it. You will over leverage, over expose yourself, and then unfortunately that's very risky. And if it's to
Yes.
blow up 10 accounts and then one of them multiplied by 5, at the end of the day you are still losing. It's better to
Yes.
save that money. So,
Yes.
in my opinion, I would practice in a demo account and then start with small accounts. Don't go straight to the 100,000 to the $200,000 account. In like anything in the world, you have to learn as well from your failures. So don't be afraid to fail small. Don't fail big and then use all your capital. You can blow up a small $99 account, or I don't know, a 10K or 20K accounts, those small
Yeah.
ones. But then once you start getting profitable and you see that you've passed a challenge, two challenge, then
Yeah.
you're gonna have some scaling up. Then you can buy bigger. Don't be in a rush. Have
Yeah.
patience in everything you do. Have patience in trading. Have patience in your progress as well. A
Yeah.
lot of things in the social media, people are too much excited by the results, but not
Yeah.
by the work that you have to do to reach. They will go on social media, they will see somebody with big cars, big houses, and they're like, okay, I can make it. Don't be fooled by that. It really takes a lot of years of practice. So, yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
would still recommend to go to the prop firm account and start with small accounts. Definitely.
Right. And I know how passionate you are about education because you have a new project going on which I would like you to talk
Yeah.
about yourself. But what are you so passionate about? The education and then the psychology bit of it. Have you had experiences where you felt like, okay, this is what people really need to know because you suffered from that? Is it that you suffered from that, or it's just that you just feel people need to know? That's why you are pushing that agenda.
That's 100% that. You nailed it. That's exactly this. Uh, I've spent many years learning what not to do from failures, from mistakes. And I think it's a shame. I gravitated slowly through education because once I start traveling, when I start meeting leaders, mentors, we end up making events, we end up making so many things together, collaborating. I realized that there is a huge lack of knowledge, and there are so many other markets as well that still don't have access to the right information, at least what's right for me, you know.
Right.
So because I spent so many years, I feel, for a long time, we know each other for many years. My social
Yeah.
media, I used to call myself Martial Trader,
Martial trainer.
if you remember.
Yes.
So, in sport and in martial art, it is your duty when you grow up in grades and in belts to help the younger, to help.
Oh,
If you're a black
okay.
belt, if you're a brown belt, you have to help the white belt, the green belt. That's your duty. That's part of your training.
Okay.
You can't be
Okay.
selfish. And this is always this mentality, because I've done martial arts all my life. That's always the mentality that I wanted to keep. Not to be greedy in the knowledge. I spent 15 years. I was so lucky and blessed, coming from a humble background, to end up getting into the industry, meeting
Right.
so amazing people that they share knowledge to
Yes.
me. So I feel so much passion, because life is not just about making money, but it's about doing things that makes you happy, about things that
Yes.
you're passionate about. And I'm
Yes.
passionate about trading, and I'm passionate about sharing that knowledge as well. So I
Yes.
just do the thing that I love, basically. And
Yes.
one of these things is just helping other people reaching
Yes.
things that maybe they wouldn't reach if they wouldn't get the right knowledge.
Yes. Because like you said, I have even saved your number on my phone as Nordine Martial Trader. Because that's how that's how I have it saved here. But
Yeah,
out of the blue, you changed it to tradingforex.com.
yeah,
And that's a huge domain. Like it carries some level of weight. Can you tell us
yeah.
the process? Because it's not. Why would you just spend a lot? Well, I'm sure maybe you spent a lot of money in getting that domain. Why would you? Is it just the passion for forex trading? You want to train people? Is that why you spent a lot to get that domain? And then how the process is going? Because I saw you at the expo in is it Dubai?
Yeah,
And I saw you interviewing top
yeah,
top I mean the leaders in most of these brokerages, and I think the
yeah,
recent one in London, I saw you
yeah.
post
In
that,
and in
yes,
Qatar as well, in Doha. Yeah,
in Doha. Yeah, I would like you
yeah.
to take us through why you risked to get that domain. Tell us what is in the content in that domain, and then take us through from there what the journey has been, Dubai, Qatar, London,
Yeah.
and the way forward. Yes, yes,
Well, that's a good question. Once again, because I've been for many years in this industry, so I had already access to things from a long time. But
okay,
people are showing the wrong example by showing to the younger generations that you can spend your money in cars, in things that they are not generating you any types of passive income, that they are not really investment. People are spending hundreds of thousands in or big amounts, are spending it in meme coins, are spending them
yes,
in NFTs, what those
yes,
NFTs became. And there are some huge influential people that they were promoting NFTs for a long time.
yes,
And then
yes.
what has it become? So my point is, I want to show the example. By how I'm going to show the example, if I get a domain Nordine Trading Super 24, I have to show the domain by acting like a leader, by having a strong domain, by showing the
Right.
example. And I hope that the younger generation can get inspired by this and can say, you know what, also I would like to have a nice domain. Maybe mine will be into prop trading. Maybe
Right.
it will be about education in the domain that I like. But basically, this is a long process. It's not something that happened since today. It's something that I've been thinking about for even
Oh,
over 8 years. And
wow.
finally,
Yeah.
it's coming into fruition. How do we say that? It's coming
Yes. Fruition. Yes.
into
Yes.
fruition,
Yeah.
and I get the opportunity to meet people, to go to Dubai, to go
Yeah.
to Qatar, to go to London, meet the leader
Yes.
in the industry, with the
Yes.
objective of creating a hub where people can know about what's going on in the industry, learn about
Yes.
trading, learn about prop trading,
Yes.
and create also some communities of real traders.
Yes. And I like the websites because I think when you were doing it, you gave me access to see some of the things
Yeah,
going on there, and the completion also looks very, very, very nice. With you
thank you.
training people, what has been the general thing that you see, like the general problem? Well,
Yeah.
let's say if you've trained thousands of people, what do you see is the problem that if traders tackle that is going to help in their trading journey?
There are so many problems. I'm going to start. That's
Yeah.
why
Uh-huh.
when I prepare also my educational program, I don't even know
Yes.
sometimes from where to start because I start something, takes me to
Yes.
something else. But
Yes.
basically, there are uh, two main things.
Okay.
First, it's the lack of proper education and the lack of patience. So, first of all, people are going to spend a lot of time looking at what other people are doing and
Yes.
not spending enough time actually doing the work. And
Okay.
this is
Okay.
this is an issue. So people need to spend time uh, reading books, need to spend time in front of their platform. I always give them the example. I said, one day I met a trader and he told me how much time you spend in front of the platform. And I said, I don't know, maybe I spend 1 hour, maybe it's like, you know what, how many movies do you watch? And nowadays, people spend so much time on YouTube,
Yes.
spend so much time
On Netflix.
on
Netflix.
Netflix, they can watch for hours.
Yeah.
And he gave me an example, he's like, how many times would you watch a comedy, or would you watch a horror movie, or would you watch an action movie, and you will start to guess what's going to happen at the end? Oh,
Yeah.
this guy is going to get killed. Oh, this guy is going to do this to this one. Oh, this one is going to, you know, why do you make those scenarios? Because history repeats itself. Because you watch so many movies about that subject. It's like why
Yes.
you can't do the same thing about trading? You watch so many times the movie about euro dollar. You watch so many times the movie about gold. You watch so many times the new series, new episode about the dollar yen. That sometimes a correlation, a repetition happen. It's not just a double top, double bottom. This is too simple. If it was that simple, everybody
Yeah.
could read a book about patterns and become profitable. But it's not that simple. There is a
Yes.
part of really deep knowledge and experience that you can't buy, that you cannot just learn. You also need to experience it. So the
Yes.
number one mistake is that people are not ready to put the work. They think they
Okay.
can just quickly find. Second is that unfortunately the market has been heavily polluted by fake gurus and influencers. So
Fake
this
gurus.
part is not from their fault. Why? Because imagine tomorrow I want to learn martial arts again, to go back to the example of martial arts.
Yes.
And I see somebody who is acting like Chuck Norris or a
Jet Li.
wrestler,
Jet Li.
or like a movie. At least Jet Li, he's real. At least Jet Li, I think he knows about martial arts.
Right.
But even somebody who does
Do
wrestling,
anything.
and
Yes.
he throw me how to throw somebody on a table, whatever.
Yes.
Will I be able to compete in an MMA fight? Will I be able to get a black belt? Will I be able to compete in the Olympics? Never in a million years. Why? Not because I'm not training, not because I'm actually doing my best. It's because I have a wrong role model. So
Right.
this is the first thing. First of all, people need to do the job, and second, people needs to follow the right people. Don't follow people because of the money that they show you. Don't follow people because of what you would want, what they project to you, telling you that you can be rich quick.
Yes.
Follow the people because of the knowledge that they bring you, because of the result that you get thanks to them. And if you combine those two things, and this is exactly what I'm trying to do, and I put a lot of work and effort, and there is nothing that makes me more proud than seeing the results and seeing the feedback from my students, that they are telling me that they reach new highs, that they make new profit. For me, this is the biggest achievement that I can
Yes.
reach, because I know that I've done something, but I can also help people do it even better, and
Yes.
this is the most important.
Yeah. Which I also follow that, and I know how much effort you are putting in that, because for you to travel all the way to Dubai, like I said, Qatar, London for these expos, tells how passionate you are about this. Can
Yeah,
you share with us, because I haven't been there before, you have been there. Can you share
yeah.
with us the experience or the process to even get yourself in that space? So from the Dubai, from the Qatar, from and then to London. How was the
Yeah.
process and the experience? Yes.
Well, the process was amazing. First of all, it's really important when you want to grow and reach the next level after you becoming, let's say, a profitable trader and you gain some experience. One thing that is very important is getting the right network. There is one sentence everybody says it: your network is your net worth. It's really important. I always say sometimes it's not what you know but who you know. Why? Because you can be the best in what you do. You can be the best trader. But if you come from a modest family and you don't have access to large capital and nobody knows you, how are you going to grow it? If you have that $1,000, and you change it and you make 10% every month, which is very respectable, but you're never going to be making millions. Now, maybe you will meet somebody who is actually interested about your strategy and he will put 100,000. Now, if you make a performance fee of this 100,000, even if you make only 15% performance fee from this 100,000, it's much bigger than what you can make with your 1,000.
Yes.
So that's why as soon as I started to be comfortable and confident about my trading, I became a portfolio manager. I passed license, I passed exams, and I was doing it for years. Why? Because I realized that this is where the money is. The money is not in trading in your own capital. The money is in trading others.
Okay.
So now with the prop trading, you don't even need to find the investor, because you are lucky you can have the prop firm that they can invest for you.
Right.
So it's more difficult to do portfolio management than to do prop trading. You just need to register. If you pass the challenges. And you asked me something earlier, and I'm going to come back to my point, but because you said, the prop firms, they have rules and maybe people don't like it and maybe this is strict. If people think that the rules are strict in prop trading, they need to know what are the rules for portfolio management, then they will realize what is strict.
Oh, okay.
Because it's 100 times more strict. And
Really?
people, they should appreciate and they should be grateful and they should be thankful to have at least the chance to even see that capital of 100,000. Because when somebody gives you 100,000 in portfolio management, they have strict rule of drawdown, they have strict rule of strategies also they don't want you to play with. They don't want to invest in you and for you to plug in a robot and let the money run, and maybe they wake up one day and they lost half of the capital.
Yes.
Exactly. So this is not something that prop firm do to hurt you, to damage you, to slow you down, to go against you. It's just that you don't have enough experience to understand it. That if you can just come with a magic robot, plug it, then why they wouldn't do it themselves?
Themselves, yeah.
Initially in my career, I have tested successfully or unsuccessfully over 1,000 robots. I still have a couple of hard drives with so many different EAs, So people coming nowadays and tell me, but I have an EA that is something quite revolutionary, and then you see it and it's a martingale. I don't have time. And people, that they have experience. It's also part of the martial trader mentality. I will not have time to explain to every single person that a martingale will not be successful in the long term. Either you trust me and then you listen, or you just do it your way and you will learn the hard way, unfortunately. But nowadays, because people, they will see somebody who will say, look, this is how I made $1 million in one day with this EA, just going to buy it and they will suffer from it. So the point, going back now to the network and to the experience in Qatar, in Dubai, in London, it has been mind-blowing, amazing that I've been to connect with the owners and CEO and leaders and other traders in order to grow that network and to make my projects as well take off in all those regions. So this is a blessing.
It's really nice, and we are hoping to see you in Ghana, in Africa. Do you have plans of doing or coming around to have maybe an event in Ghana, Africa, sort of? Like, do you have any plans?
Yes, sure. I mean, by next year, I have a plan of several destinations in Africa.
Right.
I think that Africa, to be honest, I always repeat it, and everything is following its course. At a point of time, I got to work a lot with South America. South America was booming strong. I had good contacts there, and I still do, by the way, and I still work a lot with Mexico, with Brazil, Colombia and other countries, Argentina. But Africa is at the moment, in my own opinion, the sleeping giants. Africa is the sleeping giant because when it will properly wake up and catch up, I think it's just gonna be uncomparable to the rest of the world for a lot of different reasons. So it's not only because I love Africa, because I'm originally from Morocco, so I am African. I am African. I love Morocco and I love the whole Africa. From Morocco to South Africa to Ghana to Ivory Coast, I have friends, traders or non-traders everywhere.
Yeah.
And the future is there for several reasons.
Right.
Number one, I can give you a couple of reasons just on top of my head like that. But number one, technically speaking, most of Africa is within a good time zone. You know that I've been working a lot with Asia, and I've been for example, the first market that I was working heavily was Malaysia, Indonesia. And all those previous years I was working with South America. All those youngsters, when they want to trade, they either need to wake up at 5 in the morning or they need to stay until 3 in the morning in Asia to be able to trade those sessions. And in Africa, as much as in Europe, we are blessed to be able to trade the London session and the US session still within a daytime.
Yes.
And this is very important because how can you be consistent if you have to trade until 4 a.m. every day? It's not easy.
Yes. That's
this is number one.
Yes.
This is really important. And that's why, all the traders that they listen to this, if you are from Africa, guys, you have a strong competitive advantage. The fact that you have proper time zones to trade with.
Yes.
So the number two, what's happening in the world now with the gold, with the commodities.
Yes.
Bitcoin is one thing, but Bitcoin is not a tangible asset. So it can be anywhere in the world, and one day it can be worth 1 million, maybe the next day it can be worth 0. But gold will be gold.
Yes.
Oil will be oil. Cotton, cocoa will be cocoa. And in Africa, we have the commodities. We have the metals and we have the commodities. So this young generation, you have to understand that when you're trading, you're not trading only to become a prop trader. You're not only trading to trade even portfolio management. You might be involved in a hedge fund that will be involved with the cocoa or with oil or with gold.
Yes.
So this is a huge opportunity because you have those commodities locally. And you can be involved with the Gold Mine Corporation. Every time I'm going in Dubai, it's the biggest gold hub in the world. Most of the gold it's coming from where? From which mines? It's coming from Africa.
And I'm sure Ghana to be specific.
And from Ghana also. And from Ghana, the big ones are coming from Ghana. There are also some that they are coming from Sierra Leone and other countries. But who are the traders? They are not Ghanaian people. They are not people from Sierra Leone. Maybe they are big traders that they are Indian. Maybe they are American. But now with the proper education, if a new generation, they spend the time to properly learn and join those companies, then the future generation, they will be able to handle properly their own gold and their own commodities.
Yes.
This is why it's important.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another...
Sense. Yes.
I'm going to give you, I could speak like that for hours because I want to motivate people, but I'm just on top of my head, and then, when I run out of idea, I will stop.
You stop.
So the other point that is very important is extremely important because I always think of a community. I don't think only for myself. I only think as a community. African population is extremely young. As much as it is quite a lot in South America, Asia is another thing. Asia, the population is getting old. Europe, the population is getting old, is dying. North America, the population is getting old. What does that mean? It means that if tomorrow I want to create a trading floor and find 100 traders, I can do like that in Ghana. Can we have it tomorrow?
Yes.
We can have it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You cannot do the same. You cannot do the same in Europe. You cannot do the same in certain part of the world that the population is getting really old. You have a young, dynamic, and ambitious population, and the fastest growing, it's in Africa, more than anywhere else. Yeah. So don't forget that you will never be able to reach anything alone. So if you want to grow a community, if you want to end up having trading floors, if you want to end up having a multinational corporation with hundreds of employees and thousands of employees and people traveling the world to spread the company and grow it, you can do it in Africa because at least the population is there.
Yes.
You know,
It's
all they
very
need, all
energetic.
they need is the education. You know, there
Yes.
are so many people trying to find young generation migrating to North America, to Europe, because their population is getting old. In Africa,
Mm-hmm.
we are so lucky and blessed to have a young, healthy, hungry, dynamic population. So we need to
Yes.
know how to educate that population so it becomes something for the country. So they don't
Valuable.
have to leave and go to Europe, or so they don't have to go to the US to become
Yes.
somebody. So they can become somebody in their
In
own country.
Yes, because with my little experience in training people, I realized that that's the gap. And with the local job market, it's choked in a sense that less employment, people are not getting employed, and then
Yeah,
there's always something like we are always talking, ranting, and all of that, blaming politicians and all. So
yeah,
one thing I do tell my colleagues and friends is that they need to find themselves in the online space, okay, where you can learn a skill like this. And when you get a skill like this, is a global skill, and also it's a lifetime skill, which, like you said, it can help you as an individual to scale up in a global space. So it's
yeah,
good. It's good we are doing our best, and you, with your experience, with the force behind you, you can also push through. And you also being an African, I believe the love and the passion is also there that can drive this more as compared to any other person who is not an African. Before we wrap up, I would like you to tell us more about tradingforex.com. Even
okay,
though I have a fair idea, I would like you to tell us
yeah.
more about it. Yes, more.
Well, tradingforex.com is my portal for all the traders that they want to learn proper trading that will help them for their forex account or their prop firm account. I will give you a knowledge that is my experience for over 15 years. I've developed a tool that is called the scanner. This tool helps you analyze the market. I publish a lot of videos on my social media on YouTube of using the scanner. This scanner allows you to scan, as its name says, it allows you to scan the market very easily, use the power of correlation to trade a strategy that is called the basket trading. As I said, I've used a lot of strategy, and I've experienced a lot of failure that led me to finally find a strategy that I was comfortable. And since I started to use it, I've been nothing but successful.
Right.
Why? Because I knew when to trade, I knew when not to trade, I reached a better result than I could ever dream of. And then slowly, with a partner, we used to speak on how to start coding it. So because I had the knowledge of the trading and he has the knowledge of the coding, we were from the beginning trading together. And he helped me with making this strategy into an EAY because I used to spend a lot of time every morning to analyze the different pairs. Now turning it into a scanner, the scanner automatically comes out with the answers that I need so that I know which currency to trade against which currency. So basically this is what I trade. On the other hand, helping traders is not only helping them to become good trader, but it's to help them choose the right broker for them or the right prop firm. So I am as well a broker and prop trading firm portal in
Right.
which traders they will be able to find the right company for them, the right brokerage, the right prop firm, based
Right.
on my analysis as well. And basically, I'm trying to help traders throughout their whole journey, from them starting to learn how to trade until them finding the right broker that is suitable for them.
Yes. And we really appreciate you joining us today, which you've been joining us for years. So we know there's not the end. We will keep interacting, and I think we should have an episode, or let's say a session where we would also have a third party coming in, where we
Yeah,
can have three people having conversation about the market, also look at some of the potential market moves, so that we can all trade and make money together as a team, and which can also is also going to empower us. So before we even close, I would like you to maybe
yeah.
share words of encouragement, and then why we should keep on pushing in this space.
Well, first of all, thank you again, really, for
Right.
welcoming me. Thank you for the effort that you're making. And to be honest, I give you word to encouragement first to you. I commend
Right.
you once again to the effort that you're making because I see the growth and I see the professionalism also in the analysis and what you're publishing. So I have to say that really I'm proud of what you're doing. So keep
Thank
up the
you.
good work.
Thank
And
you.
now to everybody who is listening, I am not so much into blah blah for nonsense or fake promises or cheap
Right.
motivation. I will tell you, I will finish as I started, always using the same Marshall trading mentality. If I can do it, you can do it. But for me, this is what I said. If I see somebody successful, I say, if he can do it, then I can do it. If this person is a liar, you're going to end up going in the wall. But I am not here trying to flash or telling you that you're going to be making millions. I can only say that the road is not easy to become a successful trader, but
Right.
is really worth it and is
Okay.
worth your efforts. Because then once you get into this space, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Maybe in your country, maybe in your family. I knew that. I come from a big modest family. I come from a
Right.
background in which, if I tell you my first, maybe in another podcast, if I share about my first few job, maybe
Right.
you're gonna feel in a better situation than I was.
Oh, okay.
But if after all these efforts it opened to me doors that I would never imagine being open in my wildest dream, then it can happen to you. All it takes is effort, is discipline, is dedication, and is
Right.
patience. So don't give up, and good things are coming forward.
All right. Thank you for your encouraging words. We really appreciate, and we are going to have you as we keep going. Thank you very much.
Anytime, brother.
All right.
Pleasure.
Sure. Bye bye.
Take care. See you.
Yeah.